As we approach the 5-5 portal tomorrow, we are looking at so many different energies leaving us and coming into us. And perfect synchronicity, we have the word devotion that we're exploring this week. Also, we have Venus at her fourth gate, which is the heart chakra. And as she approaches, or as she is at the fourth gate, there's a lot of ego that we're removing. And no matter where we are along our path, there's always a level of our egoic deficiencies, really, that we have to shed. So I wanted to just talk a little bit about the energies of May, the transformations of May, the revelations and manifestations of May, and them really having to do with the shedding and the calling in, and some energies that are coming up around me as we approach this week. So I wanted to bring it out to the collective. I'm going to read my message of devotion, which is the word of this week, because it explores some themes that have been coming up that Spirit has been swirling into my vision in order to shine a light on them. So we reach the energy word of devotion. It is the 36th quality of divine love. As above, so below, Venus also has reached the fourth gate, the heart. As she transits there, we are removing more veils and seeing how we betray ourselves, our feelings of worthiness, and where we are still holding anger, sadness, and judgments. The heart is the central and vital vortex of our journey to wholeness. Most importantly, how we love and honor ourselves and others, and when we don't honor ourselves as the pure, love-filled, wise, and magnificent beings we are. What cycles do we see ourselves repeating? As I transit through this hugely activating period, what is coming up after reflecting on desires, dedications, and determinations last month is, what am I really devoted or devoting myself to now? I think it's a good question for self-reflection and more clarity. So much is changing so quickly, and the manifestations and revelations might cause a change of heart in some areas of our lives. So a routine check of who gets our devotion and why we are devoting our time, money, energy, and presence to a project or a person, or even to ourselves, is a great point of clarity to hold. Some questions and meditations and reflections that we can sit on and rest with regarding devotion is, who are we devoted to? How are our devotions being expressed? What act of devotion are you doing? Are you feeling, seeing, or receiving the reciprocal energy of your effort or energy of devotion? If so, how does that look? How does that make you feel? How is it truly manifesting in your reality? Is your devotion providing you growth and opportunities of joy and expansion, or anxiety, chaos, and feeling more like you're in a cycle of destruction or even moving backwards? This year, I'm personally on a life path number 4. So it's perfectly aligned for me to remain devoted to myself and my self development and setting down my new structures and foundations to build upon. And that means to me truly staying focused on what I am creating and building, not so much for the short term goals, but the long term goals, and my present, truly staying in the present and working with that energy. It's the newest chapters of my life that I'm focused on, not the old ones. Building content for my YouTube channel and my spiritpreneur projects, my services that I can give to others. I'm devoted to trusting and exploring the creative and spiritual guidance I'm getting every day, putting my wants and desires first and then serving others in balance and with love and integrity, remembering to serve others with a filled cup, the overflow, not the empty cup. I am devoted mostly to my soul growth and my life purposes and all that comes under that beautifully arched umbrella. What or whom are you devoted to giving and receiving and being? What comes up for me now mostly as my checkpoints are my clarity. Is this clear? Am I clear about this? Is this supporting my feelings of worthiness, and how does this reflect my feelings of worthiness? And is this empowering me? So clarity, worthiness, empowerment. And if those things are in alignment with what I am devoting my time, energy, and presence to, then yeah, it's a go for me. In the muddy moments, we can also take a step back and ask ourselves, is this in alignment with my current devotions? We have a habit to swing back to old contracts and ways of being. It's so easy. If it's not, know that, hey, it's just no longer for you. And make the needed shifts or releases to keep everything in balance and alignment with the new you and your new goals and new ways of being. Communicate with assertion. No more doubting yourself. No more selling ourselves short. Also, add a little humor and love into the mix always. Don't take yourself so seriously. Remembering that life is the completeness of all its parts and all the experiences that you will dare yourself and allow yourself to feel and be. Give yourself and others the freedom, the space, and the respect to choose their own devotions as well. We don't all have to agree. And make sure yours are serving you. So that's a little bit on devotion, because I think as we experience May, and especially as we enter this 5/5 portal tomorrow, that really in an internal space, that's what we're going to really be looking at. How am I devoting my time? What are my devotions manifesting? And we have to analyze that every now and then, and to really stay in tune with our own alignment, right? And what's coming up a lot is the energy of self sabotage. And that's so important for us to really look at that for ourselves. What are my self sabotaging acts? Because they really do impact how our reality flows, and what manifests around us. Self sabotaging acts are spoken through the subconscious mind, and sometimes we don't even know that we are acting this way until we see those repeated cycles manifested around us again. So today, well, actually yesterday, I did a medicine wheel, and the medicine wheel was again looking at the 5/5 energy and what this was bringing to us, and again looking at where we are now. What point are we at on this beautiful trajectory of our lives? And the medicine wheel allows us to look at the things we are letting go, as well as the things we are calling in. And for this beautiful manifesting 5/5 May portal of energy, and the month of May, we have 5 beautiful weeks. What came in was the southern winds, and those southern winds allowing us to release what no longer serves us, the fears, the egos, because the south energy again represents 5, and that south energy represents our fears and our insecurities. So as we experience and as the winds of change blow through this month, we are really being called to release fears, release our insecurities. It's deeply speaking to our ego, and again, the heart. The heart holds a lot of those egoic deficiencies. So again, it's a healing of our heart, and a healing of our courage, and a healing of our soul, and our feelings to feel safe and secure in this new world, in this new path, in this new timeline of ourselves. So the wind is saying, hey, let go of the fears, Allow yourself to be new. Allow yourself to experience life without the fear and insecurities that were of yesterday and yesteryear. To see the world with new eyes, to believe in yourself, to be confident, to know and to trust and to allow, and that we can be grounded in this experience, this earthly experience, to be deeply rooted in this earthly experience of life, so that we can walk the walk of beauty, the walk of courage, the walk of love, the walk of light, the walk of empowerment, right? And when we go into the west direction, the west is the council, and the west direction is encouraging us to go to the council of our heart, the purity, the empowerment, and the enlightenment. It has the antennas up, the antlers. It's tapped into the higher self, and it has the number 11, and it's really carrying that energy and that message of seeing ourselves and seeing our higher self and being in union with our higher self. So this is tapping into our higher heart, and again the purity of our heart, and being able to come into that silence and those meditative moments when we need to. So releasing again another layer of our ego that really keeps us from seeing and being and thinking and feeling, not so much with our mind, but with our heart. And in this exploration and this journey and this awakening period, we're joining our heart and our mind, no longer separate. So when we speak, we're speaking through our hearts, we're speaking through the purity of our higher self and joining that with the purity of our heart. So the council wants us to come into stillness even more, coming into stillness to be one with the purity within ourselves. No more being in that prison of the hate and the anger that we've carried for so long, for so many different reasons, and really justified. But it is time to alchemize that into something more now. You can be angry, you can be sad, you can be fearful, but let's just not stop there. Let's go beyond those emotions. Let's let some light into that darkness. And the darkness of the darkness is nothing bad with the darkness. The darkness is truly there to bring forth the light. There's so much that is created within the darkness. The darkness holds everything, allowing the light to bring forth. We have to bring forth the light from the darkness. But if we keep on being scared of the darkness, scared of the depth of ourselves, and not really trusting those shadows and trusting those moments, and saying, yes, this is the moment with which I rise from. The council has a message for you. It says to listen with your inner senses. The handwriting is already on the wall, so look about you and you will discern its meaning. Do not wait for further signs. Embark on the journey to love deeply, forgive sincerely, and dare greatly. Take a leap without requiring life to assure you of success. And that is so huge, because we have to trust our intuition, we have to trust those messages, we have to trust our hearts, we have to trust our desires, we have to expand our desires and know that, hey, we can desire everything and all of our desires are worthy. So that's what the council is encouraging us to do, to live wildly, to love deeply, to forgive sincerely, and to dare greatly. Isn't that such an empowering message, right? And on this beautiful wheel, the medicine wheel, what I noticed was the 11 and the 12, which is actually the west and the north position. 11 and 12 is 23, and that equals 5. And they're also they're following each other, 11, 12. So it's beautiful orders and steps. And then when I looked over to the south and the east, the number there was 9. So this wheel is carrying that energy of 5 and 9. And 5 is that center place where we expand from. And 9 is the completion that holds everything. To It's complete, holding everything, and there's completion being, the point before the new beginning. So we can look at that number 9 is holding everything, and now we're ready for the next steps, right? So again, this 5-5 portal this month is really what I feel is holding the space for us to realize, hey, I am again shedding. I am bringing forth this light within myself. I can trust that. I can release the old. I can hold all that I am. And I can walk with that into the next month. And I'm sure June is going to bring us some magnificent more stuff and activations. But just this beautiful energy of May I'm focusing on today, and the 5-5 portal that we're going to experience tomorrow, and all these beautiful messages Spirit is bringing us for it, to walk through this manifesting month with wisdom and faith and action too. We have much work to do this month. We have to act on all these gifts that are coming into us, right? We can't stop now. This is just the beginning, the new beginning. And then we go into the Coyote, the north, and the Coyote, and here it is, that self-sabotage energy, and for us to see it and to know truly what it is here to teach us, right? The Coyote is the symbol of the sacred trickster, the one who provides detours for growth and understanding by ensuring that things don't go as planned. That Coyote brings the energy of divine deception to set you free from the shackles of that which doesn't serve you. Sometimes it appears that you will get everything you want, only to find that Coyote brings you the opposite of what you hoped for. The lessons offered by Coyote may at first appear confusing, but they are most sacred and always for your highest good. The invitation is, if Coyote calls to you, this is a time to pay special attention to detours and disappointments, as they are true tests of faith. You have set your intentions and turned them over to the Great Spirit. Yet you may find yourself lost and confused when it appears you are being led off course, off the path leading to your most cherished dreams and desires. Remember this, Coyote is a sacred trickster and may be leading you into challenges to ensure that you are ready to handle what you've set into motion. Great growth and understanding come to you when Coyote calls your name. So it's so important for us to remember in the shadow moments that there's a reason and a purpose for this, and it is empowerment. It is not punishment, but it is to teach us. And that also means that the universe, spirit, God, whatever name you want to give it, is trusting that you now can handle this new moment, and for us to walk through it, not for us to convince ourselves of anything other than, yes, I am ready for this too. The depth of it, the gift of it, the light of it, the wisdom of it, the lesson of it, right? The expansion of this moment. And then the Sweat Lodge showed up. And the Sweat Lodge, this is the first time it's actually shown up on a wheel in the eastern position direction, because the east is where we're headed to, and it was beautiful to see it here, really, because it really confirmed that, hey, we are really at a new point along our timelines. We've reached a new door, and we've reached a return point on the cyclical. Remember, we have to remember that time is not linear. That's one of the shadows and one of the illusions that we are breaking through, and the veils that we are breaking through, and really understanding that time is circular, and we really have this return path to experience. And while we're on this return path, we will be given second chances and second opportunities. And when today looks like yesterday, it's because, hey, are you going to make the same choice that you made yesterday? You've now been given a new opportunity, a moment of grace. And we walk through this door with our new selves, with our new hearts, with our new strengths and understandings and with our new eyes. So, this is an invitation. It's a time to journey inward into the dark and hidden places of your soul, to reconnect with the ancient earth wisdom. Life is offering you a second chance. Take it. Since the chance may not come your way again for a while, Mother Earth is calling you into her womb and inviting you to incubate as long as needed for a spiritual rebirth. Give yourself time to be with your darkness, your fears, your pain, and your seeds of beautiful potential until you come out of the other side free, wise, and full of creativity. So take those moments as we work through these very activating months and very reforming months, because everything is coming into its new form. So as we walk through these moments and these cycles and these portals and these months and weeks, because there's so many cycles within cycles within cycles. So as we walk through this time, know that, yeah, those moments that look scary, they are strengthening you. They are here to strengthen you. They are here for you to say yes to the new you and no to the old you, to the old ways of being. And the beautiful queen showed up to deliver the same beautiful message, and that's why I had to really bring it forth and expand it to the collective, to bring us the same beautiful message of both the self-sabotage as well as the intuition. And it's like, you want to separate them, but it's like, why? When you understand what they truly are, they are sisters. And they are sisters guiding you and guiding us to our higher self, just using different portions of the light, the dark light and the light, right? The illuminating light and the holding light. Yeah, because the darkness holds, and the lighter light expands and illuminates, right? But they both are necessary. They both are so necessary. So here we have beautiful Queen Mamalamba, and she carries the energy of self-sabotage. And we have the beautiful Queen Nandi, and she carries the beautiful energy of intuition. As we walk the path of beauty, we see beauty in everything because we know that everything comes to enlighten us. So we can say, yeah, self-sabotage is a beautiful energy because I trust what she is now here to teach me and to show me. And I can hold that darkness and create that light with that darkness within myself that I know that, hey, I do self-sabotage myself sometimes, but now I'm facing that. And now I'm going to let my self-sabotaging self teach me something new, which is to not conquer the energy, or not to allow the energy of self-sabotaging to conquer me, right? And that's how we empower ourselves. That's how we say, yeah, I can walk through all the valleys of death, of darkness, because I fear no evil. I know everything comes to me to empower me and to enlighten me. Right, so I'm going to just go into the book a little bit and read. Well, I'll read the message that came to me as I saw these two cards come out again this morning. And my message here is that these are two silent whispers that speak to us from deep within our combined fields of consciousness, the subconscious and the conscious mind, intuition and self-sabotage. There's much clarity and empowerment when we can hear, see, and honor them both for the guidance, lessons, redirection, and wisdoms taught through us when we aren't afraid to surrender and awaken. Face them both. It is the shadow and the light, the teacher and the student, the depth and the duty. And I was going to say I'm saying now it is the duality that we hold within ourselves and combine into one, the yin and the yang, the slave and the master, the pain and the purity, the coming and the going, your past and your future spiraling into one, asking you what's next now. The affirmation for self-sabotage is, I have compassion for myself because it's understanding that, yes, I too hold this shadow, and I have compassion for myself in that moment so that I can get through it and overcome it, as opposed to judging ourselves. Again, removing these egoic deficiencies from the heart of judgment and hate and anger and self-sabotage from our mind. And then the intuition steps up to say, hey, I am knowing. I know myself. I see myself, and seeing the darkness and seeing the light and understanding what both are here to do and to form into and come into form for me. It's a beautiful, empowering message when we can really stand up in both of these energies, self-sabotage and intuition, and really see them when they show up in our lives and trust that, hey, okay, you're here to teach me something, you're here to show me something new, and I'm listening, and I'm paying attention, not just saying, oh no. Don't be scared about it. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Alright, adding a little humor to everything. Laugh at yourself. You're here to experience life in a joyous way. So Mama Lumbo, I'll read this message. She comes from the Temple of Shadows and the element of bush. And again, bush is medicine, right? Shadow monster Mamlambo is the brain-sucking, snake-like, water-dwelling Zulu goddess of the rivers. Mamlambo's shadow guidance. You are holding yourself apart from your blessings. What ancient pain are you trying to stuff down, numb, ignore, or avoid? What does your self-sabotage help you to avoid? The embodiment message is, your inner saboteur is clever, seductive. Patterns of behavior block your path and your power. Distractions, addictions, cravings, and unhealthy habits will not bring you your best. Your inner bully is the voice telling you you messed up. The part of you that is jealous, the anger you don't know what to do with, your stuck inner procrastinator, and your toxic relationship choices. Stop terrorizing yourself with broken promises of discipline. Instead, choose devotion to your chosen pathways. What inspired action can you take today? The goddess declaration is, I have compassion for myself. And I just love this message because it tied so beautifully and synchronistically into this week of exploring our devotions. Stop terrorizing yourself with broken promises of discipline. So stop trying to be, oh, I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to do it. If you don't want to do it, if your heart is truly not devoted to it. And sometimes us spinning in cycles and deciding, oh, I have to do this, 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 is really a self-sabotaging from just keeping us from doing the one thing that you really want to do. So check into your heart and just say, hey, what am I really devoted to doing today? And let that be, and be happy with that. Choose devotion to your chosen pathways. What inspired action can you take today and act on that? Remember, our heart, we can think it, we can want it, we can desire it, but we also have to follow it up with our actions and make sure that our actions are in alignment with our desires, with our dedication, with our determination, with our devotion. All of these beautiful words that we've been exploring, which is what we create with our passion, our desires, right? So when we look at that self-sabotaging, we say to ourselves, you know what? I have compassion for myself. I understand what this energy is, and I choose to stay devoted to what inspires me. And I can take action towards those things today. And then we go into intuition, the beautiful Queen Nandi. And Queen Nandi wants us to truly see ourselves and hear those deep messages from within. She comes from the Temple of Queens, because here is how we rise. We rise above the self-sabotaging energy. And it is the element of fire. So we're looking at again, our solar plexus, our confidence, our courage, how we see ourselves above how others see us. We're no longer waiting for opinions and allowing us to do what we came to do. We're allowing ourselves to do that. So we're tapping in again, finding those quiet moments, those moments of stillness, to hear the purity of our heart, to hear the inner counsel that is the intuition that moves our fire, that flames our passions, right? So Queen Nandi was the mother of warrior King Shaka Zulu. His father's royal family first rejected her. They said that she wasn't pregnant and her belly resulted from an eye shaka beetle sting. But Nandi knew her son would be great before he was born. Queen Nandi's guidance is, you already know. Take a deep breath and surrender to what you know to be true. Trust your inner wisdom and guidance. Oh, the power of the breath, the power of surrendering, the power of knowing. And that too is what we truly have to empower ourselves with in this walk, in this new chapter of our lives. The power of the breath, to breathe in, the power of our intuition, and the power of surrendering, to know when it is time to, that we have done the work and now the universe is in alignment with us, and the universe will bring forth what we have been working so passionately towards, our heartfelt desires and intentions, our higher self goals. The embodiment is, what is your guidance telling you? Put your hands over your third eye, center of your forehead, and ask, if I knew what the answer is, what would it be? Then follow your first instinct. The Creator and your ancestors connect with you through your intuition. Trust your internal GPS. The nudges, the signs, and the coincidences, the God incidences, as I say now, are divine guidance, divine order, and divine timing. Oh, synchronicity, it is all one. Slow down, go for a walking meditation, be present with nature, and pay attention. Awareness in this time is so key. We have to see beyond the illusions. We have to see ourselves, the outer illusions and the inner illusions. Be present. Being present allows you to feel. I didn't even see this. Well, I did. To see. Being present allows you to feel, to hear, to see, and to sense your guidance. Your goddess declaration is, I am knowing. One of my favorite quotes of all time. I probably was born for it. I probably am going to get a tattoo at some point. Know thyself. And that sums it all. Know thyself. I am knowing. Know thyself. That is a key to empowerment. That is the key to your abundance. That is the key to your success, your prosperity, your health, your peace, your wholeness. That is the key to you, your intuition. Intuit. This is the message for me. This is the message for the 5-5 portal. This is your message for now. I love you all.